Welcome. This is Financial Survival Network. I'm your host, Kerry Lutz. We are here today with Martin Armstrong. We're getting updates on politics, on war, on real estate, on gold, crypto, all of these things. Martin, welcome back. So I've been getting a lot of questions about real estate. People who've made a boatload of money over the past 7, 8 years, and you were like a very bullish on real estate, especially Florida real estate, going back quite a ways. Can you tell us Fed action, lowering rates, raising rates, what kind of effect has that had on real estate and what you see looking ahead?
Um, Interest rates, as far as real estate is concerned, really only impacts the lower end of the market. Um, the higher end, I talk to realtors around here, and they're basically saying any houses are like 2 million to 10 million. People are just paying cash. um, people just real estate is a tangible asset that um, makes the transition when you have a collapse of a currency to a new one. For example, when Germany went into hyperinflation and it replaced the currency with the Reichsmark in 1925, it was backed by real estate. Um, it all depends. What type of real estate you're talking about. They used COVID really. The object of that scam was really was climate change, to reduce people from commuting every day and their 15-minute cities and all this other kind of stuff. And It's like I had reported before. I knew that Klaus Schwab had even told people before anybody even heard of the word COVID that a virus was coming. It was all just, it was basically all about climate change, reducing commuting, stuff like that. So that's why we have commercial real estate problems. A lot of offices, buildings are still vacant, things of that nature. So I wouldn't be bullish in that area. But I personally, I still get 3 calls a week, and they don't stop. You want to sell your house, no
Yeah, me
thanks.
too.
Where are you going to go?
Yeah, like what are you going to do? So, as far as residential, but now we have these mass deportations. Supposedly 2 million illegals have been driven out of the country. Does that have an effect on real estate prices and the market, or is that a rental issue that eventually translates into valuation?
Most likely rentals, but you're also probably looking at mostly the urban centers, really, than suburban. I was at a meeting in Austin, and I was surprised. Everybody there said that they wanted to go to Florida. And I said, why? And they said, oh, they got to swim to get to you. um, so, everybody's got their perspectives. You're looking at real estate. I wouldn't be buying in places like California, not the blue states. Because largely all the mistakes that they make, they just raise the taxes to cover it, and that's why you also have this migration from the blue to the red states on top of everything. Like even Elon Musk moving from California to Texas. Hedge fund managers are leaving, New York, Connecticut, New Jersey, Chicago, coming to Florida.
Yeah.
One of the biggest ones, I was paying at least a couple $100 million in taxes that I know of. Left New Jersey, moved here.
You were
Boca
the
Raton is basically, you're looking at Florida replacing Wall Street,
And you were the
Goldman
first
Sachs.
one. You're the first one to call that. That's a call that I didn't even pick up in the book, The World According to Martin Armstrong. In our interviews, we talked about this, that Miami, and we don't mean downtown Miami, Brickell, we mean the Miami metropolitan area, which
Yeah.
heads all the way from Miami up to the end of Palm Beach County, Jupiter, Florida, right there. That is the new Wall Street, because Wall Street doesn't really need a physical location anymore, right? I mean, with technology, with trading,
Look, Goldman Sachs moved its most profitable division to Florida.
right.
And I got a call from um, a friend I know, one of the top execs at one of the New York banks, and he said, "Gee, you want to go out to dinner?" I thought he was just down here visiting, and I said, "Yeah." I said, "How long are you here for?" "I moved here." I said, "Oh, really?"
That's funny.
And he says, "Well, you did it in 2016. I'm just a little behind your schedule. That's all."
I was in 2012 and I felt like I was late, but I came right after the great financial collapse and made some money in real estate and said, why would I ever want to go back to winter? So just shifting gears a little bit.
Well,
We
my father's ex-law partner, when I lived in Jersey, he said, "If you die here, tell your family, drag your body across the river before they tell anybody." Um,
yeah, for good reason.
yeah, the taxes are, they want 50% or whatever you made in your life. Then when you're dead, they want the other 40%,
Yeah,
and you're lucky with what they leave your kids afterwards.
that's the truth. So looking at, we just had an announcement that China has continued their gold accumulation. Is that a vote of confidence against the dollar? What do we take from that? What's the takeaway?
No, it's not a war against the dollar. This is basically what you do in war in general. Um, uh, Trump has, in my opinion, I think he is been indoctrinated by the neocons, um, telling Russia that, oh, Ukraine, or telling actually Zelensky that he doesn't have to give up any land, and you can take more. That's publicly saying he can invade Russia. Then he tells NATO, you can shoot down any Russian planes that veer into your airspace. Is he out of his mind? He's picking the complete wrong side. And I'm sorry, I just totally disagree with him on all this stuff. And I am shocked that the neocons try to kill him. I mean,
Yeah,
he hates Jim Bolton. I mean,
multiple
John
times they tried
McCain
to kill
wouldn't
him.
even allow him at his funeral. And I got videos you can look on my site. John McCain there and my dad cheering him for the revolution in 2014. And oh, this is about you. This is about peace. And then what? Victoria Nuland sticks in an interim government. We start the Civil War. I mean, I'm just tired of the lies. It's just lie after lie after lie. And Trump's on the wrong side of this. And I know these neocons. I mean, look, Bill Kristol, whose father started, even spoke at one of our conferences.
Yes.
And this whole idea of sanctions. Show me one time when it ever worked.
Never works.
They've been on Cuba for, I don't know, since the 60s. They've been on Iran for I don't know how long.
Yeah, some of my cigars get seized, they get confiscated. Now you can't even ship cigars through the mail because he eliminated the de minimis exemption for incoming small packages. So my provider there, which I would never get Cuban cigars, but cigars from preferred places, let's put it that way, informed me we don't ship to the United States anymore because of the de minimis exemption being lifted.
It's um, the whole thing is absurd, and he's telling. They just told NATO that they continue to buy oil from Russia, and that's why the war is going on.
Hmm.
I mean, he better open a damn history book. All these neocons do is they advocate sanctions to punish, in this case, the Russian people. And their theory is you punish them hard enough, they'll rise up and overthrow the government.
Yeah.
Okay, Khrushchev was forced to back down after the Cuban Missile Crisis. What happened? Pick up a history book. There was a coup. Did you ever hear the name Brezhnev?
Of course,
you remove Putin, you create a, I don't know what he expects. You expect him to say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'll pull out, bend the knee." How many days does he have left in life?
He doesn't want to get judged as a loser by history. Putin.
Well, even that, if he did, there'd be a coup. So he has to stay in a strong position, and it's Zelensky who's the real piece of shit here. Mm-hmm. I mean, from day one, he's been saying, advocating nuclear war against Russia. I know the Ukrainians. We had we had 2 Ukrainian employees, one in Kiev and one in Donetsk. They wouldn't even talk to each other. The hatred between the two is outrageous. The movie they did on me, The Forecaster, the translation was all done by the one in Donetsk for Russian TV. I mean, we had a conference in Athens, and the one from Kiev refused to fly back the quickest way because the plane just stopped in Moscow.
That's insane.
And you think, what are you going to do here? This is not about pushing Russia out of Ukraine. All right, if they left, you got the Donbass. What started this? They killed a whole bunch of Russians in Odessa. Look it up. They chased them into the building, the Trade Center building, set them on fire, and burned them alive.
Horrible.
This is what the Ukrainians did to Russians. This is what will happen in the Donbass. They hate their guts.
Right.
All right. Yeah. Just look at the Balkans. I mean, Czechoslovakia broke up. Czech Republic, Slovakia, Yugoslavia broke up, Serbia, Croatia, Armenia. They hate each other.
It's tribal.
They cannot live in the same house. They can't. Period.
It's tribal, right? It's really tribal.
Yeah, plus that whole area had been conquered by the Ottoman Empire.
Right.
So you've got 3 religions besides Jewish. Then you've got Orthodox Christianity, Western Christianity, and Muslim.
Yeah.
In Crimea, 15% of the population are still Tatars from the Mongol invasion of 1240. I mean, this is not Ukraine as a country. It never was a country before.
Kind of like Afghanistan really is not a country either, just kind of pieced together. Doesn't really have the internal cohesion. It's got 3 different tribal factions who, like the Ukrainians, the Russians, hate each other.
Look, it's the same thing with the Middle East. When the Ottoman Empire fell, we drew the borders, not them.
Lawrence of Arabia.
And I argued with Crystal. He was back in the 90s. Oh, if we remove Saddam, Assad out of Syria, and Gaddafi will bring peace to the Middle East. I said, really? Do you understand what the Middle East is? Have you ever been there? I mean, it's tribal. They do not see themselves as all Iraqis or Syrian or whatever. They see themselves as Sunni versus Shiite versus Kurd versus Druids. I mean, come on.
Yeah. They don't get it.
They really don't get it. Borders don't We drew all this stuff. The borders of Ukraine were drawn for administrative purposes by Khrushchev. I mean, he's the one who rebuilt Kiev after World War II.
All right.
I mean, it's, you know, if he's not going to pick up a damn history book and listen to the propaganda that these neocons do, because I'm telling you, there's absolutely no chance of peace, zero.
I believe
But
it.
these neocons have spent their whole lives hating Russians. Just look at Robert McNamara, who took us into Vietnam. His apology, 58,000 Americans died. How many millions of other people?
Yeah.
And before he died, he says, "Oh, so sorry. We were wrong. We thought Russia was involved. It was just a civil war."
We pushed them into the hands of Russia, North Vietnam, and the domino theory is just this creative piece of propaganda. So I want to come back with part two, talk about forecast for markets